Hey team, it's Tom from FitCure. Welcome back to another lesson. Today we are going to start talking about cooking protein. So possibly one of the hardest pills to swallow with regard to changing your body composition, your performance and your health is you're going to have to start cooking in advance. Dum dum dum. So we're going to have to start cooking if we want long-term success with our nutrition and our diet plan. So we're going to start just planting some ideas in your head, having to think about kind of how we could maybe start implementing that into our lives so it's not going to massively impact us so we're not spending 8 hours a day cooking. So bulk cooking is probably the answer for most of us, particularly bulk cooking on a Sunday. Yeah, that seems to work well for most of us. Sundays usually for most of us our quietest day. I know people who prep on a Sunday and prep on a Wednesday, but let's just start off with the idea of preparing food on a Sunday. So why would we do that? Well, it saves time. It also saves energy because you can essentially cook it almost takes the same amount of time to cook 1 chicken breast as it does to cook 8 chicken breasts. Essentially, there's a little bit more prep, but they go in the oven, so you're not having to prepare over and over again. Obviously, energy-wise as well, it saves energy as well because you're not getting home, oh my God, I've got to prepare that food, I'm absolutely knackered. And as well, it gets rid of the excuses. So I am guilty, you can ask my wife, I am so bad for biscuits. So if I've had a hard day at work, if it's possible to have a hard day at work as a personal trainer, I'll come back, I'll be tired, I'll be hungry, I release a hormone called ghrelin, the hunger hormone, the gremlin hormone, and what I start to do is I notice Anna goes out of the room and I just sneak into William's little biscuit tin and eat about 15 digested biscuits. However, if I prepare in advance and there's food, freshly healthy food in there, boom, yeah, I get straight on the healthy food and I put it in my head. I have to play these little games and stuff, right? You can eat William's biscuits, poor William, by the way. You can eat William's biscuits if you've eaten all that food that you prepared first. So what I do is I eat the food that I prepared with it. Yep, I'm eating those biscuits straight after. And lo and behold, by the time I've finished eating the freshly prepared food that's nutrient dense, I don't want to eat William's biscuits. But on the days when I don't prepare, then it all goes Pete Tong. So what can we prepare? The kind of things we can prepare. So eggs, bit dodgy. Am I really going to prepare eggs in advance? They're not going to last very long. But it's definitely a quick fire breakfast. So we obviously know we've got fried, we've got scrambled. You can make it into an omelette if you chop your veggies in advance. You can throw those in there, get the pan moving, throw the eggs in there, stir them through. You don't have to whisk like a madman. Sometimes just cracking your eggs and kind of stirring through for speed is a great breakfast on them. Obviously, eggs have got fat, they've got protein, they've got a level of good cholesterol in there as well. Throw some veggies in there. You've got quite a well-rounded, very quick, very palatable meal that's very, very fast to eat on a morning. So essentially, eggs could be in your bulk cooking per se, or your fast breakfast on a morning. Stir fry. So I love this. The reason why I love a stir fry is because I'm lazy. I don't want to be having to load the dishwasher like mad. I don't want to be cleaning and scrubbing loads and loads of pots and pans. Essentially, just get a stir fry, bang it on, put a little bit of oil in there, throw your meats in there. Again, you can cook, if you get a big enough pan, you can cook these in advance. Throw whatever meat you're going to have in there, your poultry, your fish, whatever. I usually look in there and go, well, what's looking like it's almost out of date? And then throw it in the pan, put some seasoning on it, whether I want to go spicy with some Cajun or whatever you want to do. Usually when I'm pan frying, I'm not using fresh herbs as much as I'm using the kind of dried herbs on my meats. Throw those through the pan really, really quick. Then look at the vegetables. Go in the fridge, look for the sad vegetables, the ones that are on the way out, and I chop those guys up, throw them in there as well. Because again, whatever I put in there with regard to veggies is going to taste good if I season it correctly. Yeah, and as well with this, you can use your meats, you can use your fish, spices, put the sad veggies in there. And if you want to be super cheap on this as well, and you want to go with more of a vegan approach, get your cans of beans. You can get your cans of different types of beans. Throw those in there. Throw your veggies in there as well. Stir those through. Add a little bit of seasoning, and it's the cheapest meal you will ever eat, and it tastes phenomenal as well. And that's another option. Bacon in the oven. So we can get our salmon, our chicken breast, our whole chickens, whatever. Throw those guys in the oven. Again, get a huge tray. You can cook those all at once. Put some oil over them. Put a bit of lemon over them. Something like that. A bit of seasoning, a bit of salt and pepper. Cook those guys through. They can then live. So chicken, there's an argument it can live up to 6 days. But I would say let's be safe and say Fish, 2 days maybe max, really. You know what I mean? You're not going to get a ton of time out of fish. I would be careful with that, definitely. The problem with this is, I used to do this when I was back in the day trying to be Mr. Bodybuilder, Mr. Muscles. Cooking that chicken through, and I'd be there eating it, and it'd be like eating the sole of a shoe after 2 or 3 days. So ways to liven this up: get yourself some guacamole, get yourself some hummus, wrap it up in some lettuce, wrap it up in a wholemeal wrap or whatever. Get some salsa, make it yourself. Whatever we need to do, you need something in there that's going to go with that chicken or that fish, so it's not dry and manky. You don't want that, so you need to get some guacamole made as well, or some hummus. And then again, pop some veggies in there, and lo and behold, you've got yourself a nice lunch. You've got yourself a quick meal there as well. Skewer, grill it, essentially pop the little things through. You can get your chicken on there, you can get your veg on there. Again, it stores quite nicely in little Tupperwares as well. Cook that through. You just spin it every now and again on the barbecue. So I do that a lot in summer because it allows me to be a dad, play with William outside, and I can just every so often just keep turning in between as well. So it's not massively interfering in my life, because I don't think William would forgive me. So sorry, William, it's fruit prep day today. I can't play. So that's not good dad skills. Slow cooker. So I love this one. Slow cooker is my friend. I love a slow cooker. And the reason for this is you can get your beef joints, you can get your gammons, and those kind of meats do preserve really, really well. So what I do is cook a beef joint in there, put some water in there, put some vegetables in there, and then obviously cook that through. Save the broth as well, save the juices at the end, and make some soups with them. I can then freeze the soups. That's probably for another lesson. But for now, yeah, so bang your beef in there, make some gammon. Gammon's great as well, because gammon, again, you can then pop the beef and the gammon, chop some up, throw it back into your stir fry later on, liven it back up with some spices and some vegetables, and then lo and behold, you've again got it. So that is awesome. That's always a staple for me on a weekend. Slow cook some beef or some gammon or a whole chicken, something like that. Put it all together, slice bits off, bang it in the stir fry, liven it back up. Make sure you get it crazy hot though, so you don't get food poisoning. And then obviously 2 to 4 hours if you're going high, if you're going max out on these ones. But I usually cook it for 6 to 8. I'm a bit paranoid with my meats. Cook it through all the way. And then lastly, soaking and boiling. I don't do a ton of this, but essentially, obviously, we spoke about this before. Dry beans, so you want to soak those guys through. Obviously, get them live, ready to cook them later. But again, it's really cheap food as well. Cheap, healthy, good for you food. And it's good to mix it up and not just be going for meat sauces. Get some bean sauces in there as well. You can soak them again to rehydrate them. It's really quick preparation. Get your beans, soak them through, get them ready for the week. Rehydrate them in a little bit of water, throw them through the stir fry. Literally, the beans will cook as fast as it takes your vegetables to wilt. So that is a crazy fast fire meal, very cheap meal as well. But obviously with all these kind of things with regard to like your dried meats, so your dried beans and things like that, so follow the instructions. We've all got different preparations. Don't go on what I say, read the packaging to find out exactly how to prepare each beans. But in the meantime, women have 1 pound of protein per feeding opportunity. Men have 2 pounds of protein per feeding opportunity. Again, we're all different sizes. We've all got different shaped hands. Go with your shaped hands, and roughly that will give you the right portion size. I will see you guys tomorrow for another lesson.